Let's recap a year ago. They trade away their franchise cornerstone of Matt Ryan and Julio Jones. They start fresh with Desmond Ridder, Marcus Mariota, and Drake London, who they drafted top number 8 overall last year. After Marcus Mariota just
off the board
with everything going on with the Falcons, Marcus Mariota abruptly left. That pushed Desmond Ridder right into a starting role and a shot to make the playoffs basically through the first 17 weeks of the season, which is honestly incredible for the Falcons. The season overall was not very good, but they did make a lot of great additions, including draft picks and just stacking on the defensive side of the football. There we go. Let's go back to this one. So let's jump in here, okay? Well, I have a video here, okay? This is good. This goes back to April when we do our nice little draft special. So it's probably, I don't know, 3 months old. And Colton, you want to know what popped up on my Facebook memories today?
What was that?
We did the NFC South 2 years ago today.
Is that right?
Yeah.
That's funny. Oh, the timing.
Look at you guys following the schedule.
Just following an imaginary schedule we got there.
Yeah, don't say we don't follow schedule.
Let's go back 3 months ago and let's see our raw reactions to the first overall pick for the Atlanta Falcons.
All right.
Okay.
Take it away.
Dude,
This guy's so pumped to
He's
the left.
pumped.
This guy is so pumped.
yeah, that's the best hype, man.
That guy's out, man. Yeah, hands down. Hey, Josh.
Hello.
This guy's so nervous, and the dude to the left is so pumped.
This kid is so nervous.
In the 2023 NFL Draft, the Atlanta Falcons select Bijan Robinson.
Wow.
Oh!
Let's go.
Holy shit.
So it means we're getting Jalen Carter. We're getting Jalen Carter.
What are they doing? Guys, no, seriously, though. Seriously.
Bijan Robinson's good.
He's good.
He's good. They can't take the pick. We could have.
Guys, I get he's good. I'm not disagreeing. The Falcons suck.
I'm agreeing with
They're
you,
not
Colton.
good.
Colton, I'm agreeing with you.
How do they get better?
Have we not learned from the Giants? The
I'm
Giants weren't good and they take quickly. How'd that work out for the Giants? He's the fucking hurt. What are you doing? Oh my Atlanta. What the fuck are you doing? This is an awful pick, dude. Oh my god. This is an awful pick.
I know we're not getting off topic, but Colton just said, how'd that work out for the Giants? Saquon's carried them. What are you talking about?
Wow, he's played 2 seasons. We're not gonna go off top. Not joking.
Okay, so let's go right into their offense here. Okay,
What?
let's go right in here.
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question? So me and Jake do not hear the audio, and nor I don't see the video of what happened. I see it over on Jake's. What happened during that? Can you
It was
recap?
Bijan Robinson getting picked.
Bijan Robinson.
Bijan Robinson getting
Jake's-
drafted, and Colton's just
It was me going like this at some point. What was I doing?
He said we're getting Jalen Carter.
Okay, fair. Yes.
Colton
So-
said, what the heck is going on?
All I see is my face just go.
what was I doing? I was going like this. What
You were
was I?
excited about the guy. The guy on the left was really pumped, and you were excited about him.
Yeah, you're.
Oh, was that the dude? I remember now. Thank you, Josh.
I only get bits and pieces of audio. He gets nothing.
No, I get nothing. Just technical issues on my end that will not change, but that's fair. Okay, we can continue.
So, looking at this, Desmond Ridder, the longest tenured NFC South quarterback, coming in at 7 games played. Great stuff here from the NFC South. They signed Taylor Heineke, the great Commanders quarterback that took out the Eagles in that great Monday night matchup all the way back in Week 8 last year. But looking at this offense overall, they got cornerstones in Lindstrom, Jake Matthews on the offensive line. Drake London's now there for another year. They get Scotty Miller from Tampa Bay. Mac Hollins also comes in from the Raiders. And also Bijan Robinson. How can you forget the cornerstone there?
Hey, you can't skip over Cordero Patterson, too.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. I can't skip over Cordero Patterson. How could I?
Target on the field at sometimes. So,
yeah, how could I forget Cordero down there? Angry Runs winner as well. Oh, yeah, they also traded for Jonnu Smith, and they still have Kyle Pitts on the roster, and we'll see if Kyle Pitts can recover from last year's flop of a season.
Hey, the rookie quarterback's best friend is a tight end.
2 tight ends.
Exactly.
Well, it's kind of like 1.5, maybe just 0.5 tight ends.
I don't know. I think Michael Pruitt's a lot better than Jonnu Smith personally.
Depending on how you look at it, it's 2.5.
But looking at this roster overall, this reminds me of like the 2009 Jets, where you just got some really good names at running back, and they're going to carry the football down your throats. The offensive line's also really good there. A young quarterback with a coach trying to figure it out, and also, a proven big name receiver in Drake London. I kind of like the offense, actually looking at it a little bit more, though, with, especially from like Pro Bowlers Jake Matthews and Chris Lindstrom, who.
Like this offense?
I rate it in the middle here, okay? I'm not saying it's,
Run the ball really well.
I think Bijan Robinson might honestly lead the league in rushing. I think
Can I ask you all a question? Can we go one at a time, maybe down the line from Will to Jake? Do you think, from last year, do you think this offense improves? Starting with Will.
Absolutely improves.
Colton, thoughts?
Sure. Sure. Great. They got a great running back. They're not winning anything. So, I'm not going to go off. We still have plenty to talk about the Falcons. So, sure, they get a little bit better. They still have a question mark at quarterback. It's a quarterback-driven league. It is. Great. Running the ball is huge and all at the end of the day. Like, it's great to have control of the game. You got to have a quarterback. And what is Desmond Ritter? I no idea. This could be a very good year for him. It's okay, they got something. I have no idea what's going on with their offense. Quarterback. I have no idea what Desmond Ritter is.
Josh?
Piggybacking off of Colton, I completely agree with them. An offense is only good as their quarterback. I don't believe in Desmond Ritter at all. I think Taylor Heineke is starting in this offense week 4 or 5. I strongly believe that.
I actually agree with the guy. I can't believe I agree with the guy, but I actually agree with the fella.
So I agree. Whatever this offense is, I do think Taylor Heineke is a better answer to whatever Desmond Ritter is. But hey, if we're gonna be surprised, we're gonna be surprised. Other than that, I really don't know. I don't really have a secure answer in either direction.
Ask the question, doesn't have a secure answer.
Got him.
Jake, that's why I asked the question. Name the answers, okay?
So,
Jake?
If there was one thing Atlanta could do well last year, it was run the ball.
They could. You're right.
They got
And
way
blow leads.
Yeah, blow leads. That's why this
That's
division.
been a 5-year thing, but sure.
Bingo. Doesn't matter who's at quarterback for that one.
Apparently not.
They got a really good guard that can help in the run game, plus the best running back that we've seen in how many years?
I mean, Saquon had all the hype coming out of college.
I want
too.
you to finish that sentence, Jake. How many years do you think?
I mean, Saquon Barkley had all the hype coming out of college.
You want me to say?
You have great running backs coming out of college. And guess what? Wow, let's go back 3 months to that same video. It's an awful pick. I'll do it again. It's bad. Great. He's awesome. The talent's there. They're not winning the division. Again, shocker. They're not going to be that. Wow, they're slightly better. They might still end up with 7 wins. Seriously.
9 wins might win the division, this division.
It's not. I mean, we'll get to the team eventually. I think it's very easy. I'm shocked you guys think this is wide open. I think this is slightly open. The door's halfway open. But staying on the Falcons here, it's an awful pick. You build your roster. Around. Let someone else grab the running back. Let someone else be stupid and grab him early. I'm not disregarding the talent. He's a fantastic player, and he's going to be great. And I'm going to be sitting there looking to draft him in my fantasy team very early. Like, he's going to get the ball a ton. They ran the ball well last year. The kid they have, I'm forgetting his name.
Tyler
Algier.
Yeah, Algier. He ran fine. You have a young offense. What are you doing? Like this, you do not grab a running back unless you are Buffalo or Kansas City. And guess what? Neither of them done it. So that tells you don't need to know. Like, it's, again, the talent's there. I'm not saying he's not going to be explosive. But my gosh, by the time you're relevant, he's going to be done. He might be done. You might have ran him in the ground already. It's just an awful pill. Build your roster. Get some defensive players. Build your offensive line even better. Have a top 10 offensive line. And guess what? Tyler Algier is going to do just fine behind that offensive line. I don't know, man. This may like come back and like the Falcons win the division. Desmond Order looks great, and they win the division. And then it's like we play this back at the beginning, at the end of the season in a recap. It's like, what the heck were you talking about? But I think this is the Giants all over again. Why are you drafting him there? Barkley was a mistake pick too, and so was this. It's gonna be a mistake pick.
The last time Arthur Smith had any success, you go back to his offensive coordinator days in Tennessee, and he just had that bruiser in Derrick Henry. And I think Bijan Robinson could do that, and probably a lot better than what Derrick Henry can do, personally.
So, Will.
He's more explosive.
Will.
Oh, Bijan, he's so much fresher.
At what point did I say I love the pick? I didn't. I don't think the pick was a smart pick, but in the context of saying, is this offense better or worse? It's a lot better. They're going to be able to run the ball at will. Will they be able to score or do anything at quarterback? Who knows?
So I think excluding quarterback position, I think the offense is better. Skill positions, offense is better, I think, personally. I think Jonnu Smith maybe can add something that he couldn't do in New England because maybe that was on Bill. Maybe that was on a lot of people.
It's all on Bill.
Maybe that was on the combination of defensive coordinator, whatever his name is, that was the Detroit Lions head coach, and Joe Judge, whatever. But I do think Jonnu Smith can maybe add another possible dimension at some points in times in games, whatever. And Cordero Patterson is there, and he's a playmaker on his own, whatever. But can we all agree that Desmond Ridder is the factor for terrible, but also factor for good for this offense? Can we agree that like everything falls on Desmond Ridder? And if it doesn't, it's Taylor Heineke,
Which is also a good option. Exactly. That's basically where I was going. Where if Desmond Ridder is just on the terrible side of things, that Taylor Heineke can put up a 7-win season on his own, maybe. Like, it's just like, because I think
everything relies on, is Desmond Ridder maybe the answer, or is he maybe also just not it? You know, like, is that it for this team?
Do you know what this team reminds me of? The 2016 Cowboys.
Which is what?
Where they had I'm going to say rookie quarterback.
Yeah, rookie Dak, rookie Zeke.
Where they're going to be able to run the ball well, and if the quarterback just plays game manager and it doesn't make the big mistakes, he's going to be celebrated regardless.
I just also feel like Desmond Ridder's not the game manager quarterback. I feel like he might try and make plays that may not be it.
Dak wasn't the game manager quarterback coming out of college. He was the big shot quarterback coming out of college.
That's also true. That is also a fact.
I want to get to defense, though, because I love this defense for the Falcons because they made a lot of great additions.
Colton led us into the whole defense talk as well. So, and which I think I brought up improve or not improve. I do think defense for me personally, because I did make these slides and I have had a preview at this exact slide previously. I thought to myself when I was looking at these slides, improve. So
I think this defense could be top 10. I really think so. They put a lot of money into this team, adding Bud Dupree, Calais Campbell, David Animata, Trey Flowers, Mike Hughes, trading for Jeff Okudah, Jesse Bates.
Highlight is Jesse Bates, hands down.
And then you also have AJ Terrell, who is one of the best number one corners in the game. He's a hawk. He's good.
He's good, but like all you're going to have to do is try and play ball control and then put your defense in good spots to get the ball back.
Can I offer?
And that's a recipe
opinion?
for success.
I'm going to offer an opinion to all of you, and I feel like Colton might shoot this down, and I almost agree with him because I feel like Colton has a good opinion on it. I feel like Jeff Okudah, did not work in Detroit. Everyone was like, could be good, was never good in Detroit. Maybe a change of scenery might invigorate a little bit of a change, and maybe could be good. I mean, I don't know how you guys feel about that, but Jeff Okudah should have been good. Was not good in Detroit.
I think Jeff
feel about
Okudah's on the roster bubble. I think Trey Flowers is a way better corner than Jeff Okudah is, and if he doesn't really pan out, it's kind of it's over for him. All you gotta do is it is just $1 million.
I don't think. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of the kid that the Jaguars had. I think it was Henderson. They drafted in Florida.
We will get to that. We will get to that because
we will get to Mr. Henderson. But yeah, it's very similar. There's a lot better players around him. He's not the number one guy here. It's clearly AJ Terrell. Who had a nice campaign last year for the Falcons. I do agree. Their defense is a lot better. The acquisitions, I do think they're going to be a lot better. You got to put up points in this league, man. And that's what scares me with this team. And you want one word on it, and it's not Bijan Robinson. It's Desmond Ridder. That's when I look at this whole Falcons team, like one word, one name, it's Desmond Ridder. Great. Robinson's great. I go back to the quarterback at the end of the day.
Which is I was saying, Desmond Ridder was that's the make or break of this whole team.
And the real question is, do you think that he can convert on 3rd and shorts and then red zone goal lines?
How short are we talking? You're talking 3rd and 2. You know where the ball is going. He's not going to have to convert. You know where the rock's going.
Within 4 yards.
3rd and 4. 3rd and 4.
Within 4 yards.
Like I said, the guy I usually disagree with, and the guy that said, "Oh, who's got the Twitter name in this thing?" Look, here we are. First show, and he's got it in there.
I literally changed it 10 minutes in. You can watch it back, you dummy.
I'm agreeing with Josh on this one. I see Taylor Heineke going in like week 4 or 5.
So
I saw it. I was like, well, I have to put mine now. So
that's kind of all I need to say about this. That's kind of where I'm at. I think you're going to see Taylor Heineke come in, and that's not great. That's why I think they should have built this roster and then went to the tank tubes and somehow threw their hat in the ring for a better quarterback next year.
Taylor Heineke,
they're going to win too many games where they're not going to be in the bottom.
Taylor Heineke absolutely convert.
Again, they can win with Taylor Heineke, but we saw how far that gets you.
Oh, I know it's not going to get
put you over the top.
But we're asking if they're going to be a playoff team this year.
No.
So
I'm going to go firm no on that one.
The best backup quarterback, right, on a team, your best objective for a backup quarterback, if your real quarterback was to get injured week 1, right, the best backup quarterback in the league should be able to get you half the wins for a season, and that's it. If they're like the top of the line backup quarterback, that's Taylor Heineke, right? Hands down, we can agree on that maybe, that Taylor Heineke might be your best option at a backup quarterback in the league maybe, because that's kind of, your ceiling is like maybe half the wins in a season. That's your guy. So, if you're saying, hey, he'll win 7 or 8 games, that's like, hey, we have the best backup in the league. So it is what it is. If Desmond Ridder can get you a few wins, maybe if he were to go down or if they were to sub him out or whatever, week 5 or 6, and then Taylor goes out there and wins half the rest of the games. Unfortunately, in this division, that could be the top of the division. Unfortunately,
I'm shocked you guys are passing up on this other team in the NFC South. I can't wait till we get there. So
we're not there. Let's go to this.
Can I say
my whole point is they're not my pick for the win division. I'm just saying you have to make the argument for everybody that they all have the chance.
Can I just say,
if things go right for either team, they all have the chance.
Yes. And before we even get to it, can I just say, Jake, you said what you said, and I cannot remember what I was going to say. Okay, well, let's continue. Whatever. I lost it. Let's go schedule.
Looking at it here, and I'm just going to go off the rails here. I counted 9 wins. I actually counted 9 wins. I say they beat the Panthers week 1. They're going to beat the Packers week 2. Okay. They're going to slip both against, the Lions and the Jaguars. They're going to beat the Texans, beat the Commanders, beat the Bucks, and then lose to the Titans, Vikings. Cardinals, I hope they win 58-0 and Bijan Robinson runs 450 yards on them. I say they beat the Saints here. They'll beat the Bucks again. And I say the Colts.
Skip
and
over the
Bears are
Jets.
You skipped over
Damn,
the
they
Jets.
beating the
That's
Jets?
automatic
That's
out.
crazy.
Oh no, Aaron Rodgers breaking the touchdown record on him. It's okay.
Okay. Against a good defense.
9 wins is
9 wins is
kind of a stretch. I see
blasphemy.
like 7 again.
I have
7.
7 at like
I have
ceiling
7.
is like 7 for me, man.
I have 7.
They're going to sweep the Bucks. I think that's an obvious thing. They're going to sweep the Bucks.
That's
And then
crazy. I think if they had Baker Mayfield on their team, I'd like the Falcons more than I'd like the
Well, if
Bucks.
they had Baker Mayfield, they'll go 0-17.
Oh my god!
All right, Clinton, you said you like the Falcons more than the Bucks
I think
with
it's a
Baker.
split.
Or,
I would like the Falcons more if they had Baker Mayfield at quarterback.
oh, you're saying but the team with Baker you like more?
No, I wouldn't say that. Like I think
Put Baker
the
Mayfield on
Bucks.
the roster.
I still think the Bucks have a good roster, but like I would definitely take Baker Mayfield over Desmond Ritter.
Oh, hands down.
That's what I'm
Absolutely
saying.
hands down. Absolutely hands down. I agree.
I got to now ask the one question. What will make this season successful for the Atlanta Falcons? And I already know the answer. It's Desmond. Desmond Ritter.
Bijan Robinson like runs for like the most yards of all time.
No, I think
that's
it
what makes the season in the
resemble the 2016 Cowboys, where your quarterback and running back duo like look good together. I think that's a win. Like something to build on.
I'm gonna piggyback off of Jake on this a little bit. So I kind of agree. I also think that if I'm a Falcons fan, okay, and if I'm a realistic Falcons fan, okay, I'm thinking to myself, listen, at this point in the young team offensively that we have, okay, because you have a young team offensively. You have Drake London, Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts is like the oldest person out of the group. Desmond Ritter and Bijan Robinson, okay? Out of those 4, all right, if I could either get Desmond Ritter looking like maybe he could possibly be a quarterback of the future of my team, throwing to Drake London and Kyle Pitts, okay, maybe if I feel after this season like, okay, maybe we can get something going over some future years, okay, success. If I feel like Bijan Robinson is a guy that could be someone that carries our team a little bit, success. Okay, if it does not work out for either of those options, if it does not work out for Bijan Robinson, if it does not work out for Desmond Ritter throwing to these 2 young futures on our team, if that doesn't work, then man, that's not a success for me, because success is not playoffs. Success is not Super Bowl. Success is not that. Okay, this is a young team. I get it. Defense is not up to par for a lot of the league. Okay, is it improved? 100%. Not up to par for the rest of the league. Offense, not up to par for the rest of the league, I don't think. But if I could get the young people making connections, quarterback to pass, quarterback to receiving, if I could get the running back doing the thing, feeling like there's a future, I think that's a success for this team. If I'm a Falcons fan, that's how I feel about this team. Realistically, hands down. You know what I mean? I think we'll ask the question, what's a success this season? If I'm a Falcons fan, that's a success this season, you know, because we're not looking up the mountain, you know, we're still at the base.
Yeah, I think a solid building block season that you can work off of is a home run success for the Falcons.
There's some times when you're a team, and me and Jake have talked about that, and the direct comparison for me, football to hockey, is the Ottawa Senators recently that me and Jake have talked about in the previous years. And the whole thing is like, hey, let's figure out who our building blocks are. Let's figure out who we're building this team and rebuild and whatever our future is. What is that around? Is Desmond Ritter a promising future to build around? If he's not, then we're going to know this season, I feel like. If Bijan Robinson is not the answer at that, then we should know after this season. If that's still a question mark, it's not a successful season to me. You know,